Infiltrator is a way, it's a tool that you can use to analyze code inside of what's an emulated environment, a Commodore 64 desktop. It's known as Vice. And the Vice is just a way for you to write programs in BASIC, or of course you can also write them in machine language, but you can't write them directly in Vice because Vice doesn't really speak that language. And you could, but you'd rather have a compiler instead. Okay, cool. I'm glad he's seeing everything in OBS. So it looks like I'm on track right now, finally. I'm so happy about it. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, Defy. Is it Defays or Defies? I'm still trying to also get this other chat window, but I can't get that working. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like I have 2 viewers here, so to kind of keep you guys on track here. So this window you're looking at is Infiltrator. These right here, these are machine language commands here, and I'm going to operate over here. I got to get used to what I'm doing here. So I've got it in, I got 2 monitors going on here, dual monitors, so I can look at both screens at the same time. Yep, the second monitor is handy for streamers, he said. Yep, exactly. I always use my main monitor, and I use my second monitor for kind of like my navigation and whatever. Like over here, this is my second monitor displaying. And then, of course, I got my camera, and I got my capture device here in the background, and just another crazy window up here in the corner. So the whole idea behind this is to get back on track here. Yeah, for sure. Is to show you guys what I was talking about earlier that I know nobody couldn't hear me, but the DC00 register we were talking about, you can see my calculator, which I know you probably can't. So I'm probably going to have to create another window here. I think I'm going to create a second window here so I can pull my calculator up. Because I have no idea, like, you're only going to see what's inside of OBS, and I got to learn to start setting up more screens so I can kind of swap through them. So this is going to take me a little bit of time to get used to. But I can create a second window here, I know that. And I can go in here and I can pull up the calculator, for example, which came up black for such. Trying to get my calculator up so I could show it to you, but I can't get it in window mode for some reason. If I could, I'll probably, probably have to do is set it on a separate screen. But anyways, if you want to pull up your Windows calculator to save you some time here, and just go to what's called the programmer mode. You hit that those little ellipses, or what do you call those little dash lines there, inside of Windows 10. And you can go into and select it for programmer mode. And in programmer mode here, you won't see it here, but you can do it on your computer until I get better at this. Excuse me. Why is the C00 as you see right here on the screen? And oh, that's what I need to check with him. I'm just doing some checks here so I can get used to this. I was asking me if we could see OBS Studio or CC in my main screen. So I need to figure out which screen he's able to see. It's so cool to have people you can talk to and test with. But like I said, anyways, here, if you type in DC00, this is the hex equivalent for the CIA register for the joystick. I think it's joystick 0. In 56320. Okay, yep. It's the decimal mode for the joystick register. So I think, oh yeah, I see what it did now. It's uploaded everything there. So now it's going to show. Okay, now you can see the Vice showing up. So I see now it's showing my desktop. Okay, I get it now. So I just set this one off the screen here, and you guys should be able to see my calculator. See, it's taking me a while to get the hang of this, guys. And then I could just enlarge this now. I was working directly inside of OBS, not realizing what I needed to do was work directly off the desktop. Anyways, I got this one up now. It looks good. So we'll pull Infiltrator back up here. I'll put it back on the screen there. I don't know if I can enlarge this one or not. Okay, it doesn't really enlarge very well. Well, hopefully you can see that. You can't really zoom in to this, but This is what I'm talking about. DC00 right here, and for some reason this got screwed up. DC00 is the joystick register for your computer's memory. And I just realizing I didn't have my book here with me. Reload it like that. But this book right here is called Map of the Commodore 64. And the whole purpose of this book is, you saw that DC00 register we were looking at earlier. Your computer is storing all of these registers in various parts of memory. I won't go into a lot about how the memory is separated to not confuse you so much, but if you needed, for example, to access the joystick, you would use the hex register or DC00. But if you were a basic, then you would use 56320 as you saw in the calculator. And that's exactly what this register over here is doing. This right here is showing that this register right here is pointing, if I go over here to the assembler, it's pointing in your memory right here. This is initializing the joystick for a part of this game. So that's an easier way to kind of figure out what code is doing as you start getting better and start getting familiar with your registers more. Then you'll be able to go through code and say, oh, there's where the sprites are. This is where this is. The nice thing about Infiltrator, though, is it kind of breaks it all down for you. It makes it a little bit easier to figure out what is what and what is not. So I'm trying to get to this page here, but you can also get this book online. Just going to pull it up here for a second. Right here, this is what I was talking about. You see where it says there, a complex interface adapter? That right there, this is the thing. It controls a couple things, but it's basically controlling your joystick ports on your Commodore 64. So this is your joystick, for example. So let's get back to the screen here. I just wanted to kind of go into that real quickly just to show you that. So now this isn't going to be a complete breakdown of a game because I just picked a random game here, which is the Dragon's Lair that we were playing earlier. But if you go here, there's something called SPR that stands for sprites. Now, I hope I can enlarge this one. This Infiltrator is supposed to let you, okay, at least enlarge a little bit better. These registers right here are pointing at wherever the memory is. So this right here is pointing at memory register 00 to 0FFF. Or basically 0 to 255, which is page 0. And if you go down, you can use the arrow keys, you can scroll down here, and you'll see as I started scrolling down, and suddenly we're seeing graphic characters down here. If we set on multicolor, you can actually get the colors for them. I don't know why that didn't load. Because I have them dark or something? I don't know. I don't know why. For some reason they weren't loading on the screen there. But let's just go back to them there. You can see this is part of the skeleton guy we saw earlier, so this might just be the title screen I loaded in here. Because this is that part of that skeleton you saw him fall apart when I was playing the game there. It's basically, here we are. They were using the sprite for that. Now here's an interesting one. You didn't see this in the game, but this is the rowing part of the game. This is actually when you get into the, I think this is on side 2. You know, this one was side 2. This example I have here was not side 1. This was side 2. So this is the sprite broken down. And if you look above here, you'll see these are the hex registers, or if you remember the decimal translated. But hex is the easier way for programmers to write code, so they don't have to sit there and type out longer numbers. But anyways, these are the different areas where the sprite is formed. Right here it starts at 00, or starts at 6,000. I'm looking at 0, excuse me. It starts at 6,000. And then it's skipping in increments here. You can see it's skipping in increments of 040, which I think is 64, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's 64. So it's skipping in sections of 64 each time. And these are making up parts of the sprite of the actual game itself. I was just curious to see what else was in there. There's probably not much. Yeah, there's a couple little bit other things going on in this one, but that's just one example for Dragon's Lair. So what we'll do is we'll move on to another one here. Just go back here to or go back here to our Infiltrator here, and we just hit click on Vice here, and we can instantly click on here and look at another game, for example. We wanted to see Ghostbusters, for example. We could just open that, look at it. Remember, it's easier just go back here and disassemble it. I always do that just to kind of make sure it loads in correctly. And then we're looking at the CIA registers now, We go back here to assembler for the Ghostbusters. And the DC00, which is right here, this is the joystick initialization for the Ghostbusters game. Of course, if we go back here to the sprites, all we have to do is click these little arrows and it should reload the new sprites. And there you are. Now you're looking at, let's see, multicolor. Why multicolor's not working? This keeps coming up black for some reason. But if you look here now, you're looking at the sprites. Now, why is that looking so small on here? Just notice that that's so small. Okay. Because I need to get back to my regular. There we go. I had the wrong screen up. Excuse me for that. So here's the sprites for Ghostbusters. If you ever played the game, we could also load it over here if we needed to. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, that's Ghost and Goblin. That's not it. I have a lot of games in here, so I thought I knew where it was, but I mean not. Let's see. I'm just going to enlarge this a little bit so I can see a little bit better. This is where I store all of my C64 stuff here. I'm just kind of looking through here. I think it might be under here. You know what? It might not even be. It might not be a disc. It might be a tape image. Some of these just loaded it as tape images only, and that's what it was. It was a tape image. So I need to load it here. This is a hacked version here, so I have to skip through this stuff. I can figure out how to do that. So you see they kind of hacked the game here. I think I have to hit the escape key to get out of this. There we go. Now it's going to load the Ghostbusters game. And there's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man there. See, he's stored at this register plus 64 times 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 and 5 is where you get the first half of them. He's made up of actually 4 different sprites. And they're also set to what's called horizontal width, expanding what's called the double width, which basically expands your sprite in the horizontal and the vertical direction. And this isn't a complete tutorial, but I can tell you there's registers you can use for that. For example, D01D or 53277 does the horizontal expansion. So basically that's how big you want him to be on the screen, or how many widths you're going to make him. And I always forget where the other one is. I think it's one back here. Let's see. There it is, 53271 or hex D017 is the vertical sprite vertical expansion register, or how tall you want the sprite to be. You want it normal or double height. I'm trying to figure out why this thing is not loading. I know it probably takes a while to load it, maybe. I had to press the key there. Hopefully it starts soon. Okay. Here, it was loading the trainer, so do I want infinite lines? I guess I could, it doesn't matter. Infinite min. I'm not really worried about energy and all this stuff. Just press that button to start. There's no audio since I have everything running directly through my headset. I don't have my audio turned on for my speakers. Since I only have one way, I have either the headset or the speakers. So right now, the headset is taking priority. So let's see. First, last name. You always say no. And I'm going to need my controller. My value, I only knew where it was. I'm looking for my Xbox controller. I don't. Yeah, it fell on the floor. Okay, because I'm going to need that when I move this thing around. So we're going to just choose. It doesn't matter what we choose for now. And then you have to go up here to the settings. And you have to turn on the joystick. I have it turned on this one. I'm feeling it's this one. So it's plugged in. There it goes. Okay. So you're always going to need, I think you need one of these. We're not going to really play it anyway, so dust bait and traps. I guess we could do vacuum and trap is good. And you just press E to end. And I wanted to show you, look up here, you can see the sprite right here, 0, 100, or 4,000 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's showing where the Ghostbuster character that we're moving around the screen is located at. Isn't that kind of cool? We're playing a game, but we're looking at the code at the same time. You start off, there's not going to be any ghosts. And we're not just sitting here just playing the game. I just wanted to kind of show you the sprites as I go through parts of the game, where they're located, what they look like. Here's the character man, but I can't get the multicolor on here for some reason. Maybe I have to click on these. Oh, you know, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to click on these. Okay, there we go. So I can set this to like a blue. I think that'd be pretty close to what it looks like that. And you can kind of see the multicolor for this. And you just basically go over here, set the trap. And look over here, we might find the trap somewhere. I wonder where it is. Let me see. Oh, it was right there. It was right there. I think that right there is the trap right there. Okay. Well, anyways, I screwed up too much. How did I get in there? So tell me what you guys think of this, watching the game live and seeing the code here on the side. Tell me if you guys like this kind of example. As we start going into this more and more and start figuring out a path of what this is channel is going to be all about, the stream's going to be all about. So right there, you saw me put it down there. Now I brought the second guy in here. I'm just going to turn on the stream here for a minute. And you see the trap here is actually made up of 2 different sprites. I think this is it right here. 1 and 2. Unless that's just like a car part. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't it. Here's the key. That's moving around the key maker. And then this is the ghost. Here's the Slimer right there. You see him right there. I'll try to play it as I'm also watching this. Now see, he gets slimed there. He gets bent down there. Right here, 4600. Or if you wanted to see it in decimal, 4600. 2432 is where our sprite that got slimed is at. That is slimed in there. I'm going to sneak peek over here real quick to my YouTube channel, because I did put an announcement of the stream on here, see if anybody's made any messages. Okay, looks like we're good there. Nobody's contacted me yet. Alright. There's a lot to do when you're streaming. You have to kind of watch your chats. You got to also watch your video, you know, and at the same time while you're also teaching people how to do something. So you saw the little jiggly line there right here. This is the sprite for the, I don't know what they call that in that movie, that trap thing they use to capture the ghost with, whatever that was called. But that's it right there. That's the animation for it in the different phases there. But I think the sprites are pretty self-explanatory for themselves for the most part. I wonder if the building is a sprite. If I ever looked and saw if it was. Let me see here. I guess maybe it wasn't. Well, I see this part down here. I don't know if that's part of the building or not. Maybe it's just a character graphic background. It doesn't look like they'd be split. It's all sprites all over the screen. That would be a pretty tough job. That's called what they call raster splitting, which is where you can divide like your sprite and put him up here, there, or you can put him in different parts of the screen. We may go into that in the later streams as this stream starts building momentum, but for now, we're not going to go into all that. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, those are the sprites, for example. And then up here, I don't know if we're going to find anything in the bitmap, but I'll pull it up anyway. Sometimes we do. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see. Let's set this to multicolor again. Just now I know when you click on it, you got to click on it again to see it. Oh, look at that. You can see parts of the ground there. You see like the Park Avenue, Church Street, Union, and Broadway. Yeah, so here's where the character graphics are stored. You can see these registers here, 2000 through 03FF. That's just pointing at where you might see those graphics in the game. So you can kind of take a clue by looking at this bitmap memory, which I think is really cool. And you can kind of figure out where stuff might be located if you wanted to go in and do some hacking or just playing around with the code and stuff like that. That's kind of interesting. This is the character sets. They said they were stored at what, 2000? There they are. There's the character sets for the game. I could set these colors. Guess green. Oh, that should be black. These are the different colors for the background and foreground. I have no idea what color that is. The only green there is that one. So let's see if it looks anything similar to the screens. Oh, it's interesting. I've gone through this before. Sometimes you can see actual maps in here. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I'm probably not going to see anything. So 4,000. Here's some of the lettering. How did I get to the State Puff Mushroom there? I didn't even do nothing. Oh, yeah, that's because I had infinite lives. So now you can see the State Puff Mushroom. I have forgotten how to do this. I think you have to go in. You got me. These are so many chances. You have to kind of like run in that door right when he's not jumping in yet. It's really tricky. Of course, I'm not going to make it. So I have infinite lives, so I can probably do this forever. Oh, I think you have to do it from this side. Remember, our state path marshmallow main is right here. The graphic is right here. So 4A00 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So we said 4A00 over here, for example. We set this 4A00, and then you could say, actually I should have just calculated this first. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll just do 4 I guess, so 64 times 4. This one will 64 times 4 is 256, so it would be plus 256. So first we'll go to 4400, or sorry, 4A00. Let's just do 4A00, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would actually be 64 times 4. This is 256, okay. 256, I'm just trying to figure out where this would be at. So 4A00, I go back here to decimal, plus 256. So right there, 4B00 is where the stay puff is actually starting here. Or 19,200, if I did that right. I'm going to have to turn off my YouTube. It's going on too long. So, those who are watching on YouTube, I don't usually go more than an hour video, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that one off for now. It was fun. I'm only going to be streaming here probably for another 15 minutes or so. I guess I could probably leave it go for another 15 minutes. It's going to kill it, I guess. But I said I was only going to do it to 2 o'clock, but I may end up doing longer because my audio wasn't working for the first hour. But anyways, what I was saying here is this is where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is stored in memory. Hello everyone, I want to thank you for tuning into my stream for this evening. Now, you notice this is in part 1. There's going to be 4 parts total. I had like a 4-hour stream last night or something like that. Maybe it'll be in 3 parts. Because I think the first hour wasn't really working. But anyways, I'm going to set this apart so the videos are not so long. Let me know if you kind of like that context. Probably set them to like a half hour for each one or something like that. And yeah, I want to thank you guys all that joined me last night. It was just a great turnout. For a first stream, I thought, you know, having 4 or 5 different people there was pretty good for a start. But anyways, it was really fun, really just kind of going into the code. And later, I just kind of just played games and just watched your chats and stuff like that. Let me know how I can improve upon this. Also to mention, the YouTube channel is still going to continue. We're not going to lose any of this. I'm in the middle of a move right now. I'll mention that again as many times as I need to. So I'm very stressed for time, and there's just a lot of things right now I don't have in order. I'm going to eventually this week be packing up boxes. I've also been selling furniture, so I've been pretty busy, so to speak. So anyways, if you like this, I'll broadcast these to YouTube. I'm going to broadcast them to stream so that people on Twitch, so that people on Twitch can see that information. And I just want to thank you guys for joining me. As always, please, I appreciate your likes, favorites, and subscriptions so much. Help me to grow this channel, because without you guys, I would be nothing. And this Commodore 64 would just be sitting in a closet somewhere. So thank you guys for tuning, and you guys have a great week. And to the mothers out there, have a happy Mother's Day. Thank you.